Hey guys, Jeremy here with Simple Little Life, and welcome to another edition of Tool Time Tuesday. This week I've got a really quick one for you, and it's about this green tape that I was wrapping on my fingers in my last build video. I've had a lot of questions about this stuff, and I thought, you know what, I may as well make this quick little video, share it with you. So this stuff is called a Finger Pro Tape, and I actually picked this up at a local jewelry supply store. It's called Ken's Gems in Calgary. Now you can find this on Amazon, but the prices range horrendously. On Amazon.ca, some of the prices are like 30 bucks a roll, which is ridiculous. I paid $2.50 for this. On Amazon.com, most of the prices are around $5 to $7, and having used it, I think that's well worth it. So let me just explain about this tape a little bit. The idea behind it is it's supposed to be an abrasion protection, a heat protection, as well as a grip enhancer. It's kind of like almost a floralist tape or something like that, something that clings only to itself, and that is the case. When you first start wrapping it around your fingers, it doesn't seem like it's sticking at all. You can't even feel the adhesive on there, but as soon as you get it one wrap on there and it starts clinging to itself, it holds really well, to the point that I actually have to cut it off with scissors when I'm done with it. A lot of times when you're grinding knives, like personally I don't like grinding with gloves on. I like the tactile feedback that I can have with my bare hands, and if you're not using a jig, a lot of the times your fingers are getting awfully close to your grinder. And you know, at the end of the day, if you're doing a lot of really thin blades or really small blades, you end up with these little oval patches where you haven't completely ground the skin away, but it's almost, sometimes they just start leaking there. And it's just not cool. I mean, the nice thing with skin is that it does grow back very quickly, but if you can avoid that, why wouldn't you? So I bought this stuff, I was really skeptical. I thought, I don't even think this is gonna work, but for $2.50, it's worth a try. I put this stuff on and I was absolutely impressed. I was shocked at how well it worked. Now, don't expect that you can put this on your knuckles and just go punching your grinder or something like that and it's gonna save your day. That's not the case. If you press hard enough, this stuff will grind away like any material on earth. But it does give enough protection, and I've done a certain set of knives, like I'll do 5 of certain knives that I've ground in the past that I haven't been able to do without just slightly just abrading my skin to the point where it's uncomfortable. I'm not talking like just something you can barely see. I'm talking to the point, you know, at the end of the day, there's just a little bit of, it's just leaking a little bit, you know, it's kind of gross, and you have to wrap Band-Aids on your fingers at the end of the day. With this stuff, I can avoid that entirely, and it's amazing. It's like I didn't even grind any knives that day. Really, really impressed with it. So keep that in mind. You still have to be smart. You can't just be careless and reckless with your grinder, but this will allow you to keep your tactile feedback, to be able to feel the heat of the blade. If you're grinding a blade that's already been heat treated, you want to know what the steel's doing. You want to feel that temperature. And then also when you're adjusting your angles, I find that I'm just not precise enough when I add a layer of material, as in a glove. That's just my preference. If you find yourself in that category, this might be a really, really cool option to look into. Now, one pro tip with this stuff is that when you go to wrap it around your fingers, obviously you hold the little end down, give it a wrap like this. Don't wrap it too tight because there's not a lot of stretch in it. And typically what I'll do is I'll also bend my finger. You know, if I'm grinding and I keep my fingers like this, I'll actually wrap my fingers in that direction just lightly and wrap it really, really loose, because if you wrap it too tight, you're going to constrict your movement. And then also when you go to take it off, you can't just grab the end and peel it off. Like this stuff, it sticks to itself, and it almost, it's like it fuses itself together, and I haven't been able to unwrap it yet. So what I'll do is when I'm done grinding, I leave myself enough room that I can just stick the scissors in there and just stretch it enough, very carefully cut it off, and it seems to work really, really well. One other pro tip with this stuff is that when you're done with it, when you've wrapped your finger, make sure you pinch a little end over, fold over a little tag end like this. If you don't, you will never find that end again. It's just like, you know, trying to find the end of the Scotch tape when you've done wrapping presents or something, but this is even worse. I tell you, a few times I've forgotten to do that, and I've just closed the roll up like this, and I end up having to take a little X-Acto knife and cutting a new end into it and wasting several layers of it. So just make sure you fold yourself a little tag end over like this. When you need it, you can take it up, wrap your fingers up, and this stuff, I really, really like this stuff. Now, I'm not affiliated with them. I pay for this. Whoops. Buy it wherever you'd like to. I'll put a link to Ken's Gems in the description below. I'm not sure if they sell this online or not, but Finger Pro Tape is what this stuff's called. Absolutely wonderful, and I thought you might like to know about it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Cheers.